Alright, good. Okay then, back again. Gonna carry on with where we left off last time. For those who don't know, I've been working on a Minecraft project to basically rebuild my old projects kind of from scratch, with perhaps a better way of doing things. And so far we've got a guilds plugin that works somewhat similarly to a guild in MMOs. We haven't introduced ranks or permissions or anything yet, but that's definitely something I'll work on at some point. But for now, working on my dungeons plugin, we got to the stage now where we need to implement a few more commands, and then we can make it so that the dungeon actually can start testing its functionality. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go into here. Oh, sorry, wrong thing. There we go. Alright, so we want to do a enemy add command. So we've got the ability to define the area that the arena is going to use to detect things, spawn things, etc. And now we need the ability to add new types of enemies that will spawn in the arena. So for this to work, so the command will be something around the lines. And if I steal this, put this up here. So it's going to be add enemy. So it's going to be something like add enemy enemy type. I think hopefully that should be what we need for now anyway. Now before on my previous project I had it so you could add enemies to make them certain ones spawn on certain locations, which we can do later on for sure, but for now that should be pretty straightforward. So what we want to do, it will be add enemy and then dungeon name, something like that. So want to check the length is greater than 2, or is it 1 in this case? Probably 1 because we've got args 1 and 2. Okay, and otherwise we want to get the player, so we just use this, get the player, and tell them not enough args, something like that. Just to give them a hint of what the command should be. Okay, so we're assuming we've got enough arguments at the moment. So we now need to go check if the dungeon exists, which will be args 0. And then we want to get this, and so we now know the name of the dungeon, and if they've typed one in that we can't find, we say it doesn't exist. and then we very simply we want to get an enemy. So there's entity type enumeration equals dot from name args1. Okay, how do we do this then? How do they want us to do this? They've given us a better option. Okay, that's normally how you do it, and it still exists, and it doesn't seem to be telling us a better way of doing it at the moment. Is there a yeah, that's the only place those are used. And there's no more public methods for us to use to get it. Let's look in keyed. Get key. Okay. Intriguing. How do they expect us to do this then? Because name map is private, so I can't access that. Okay, I'll use this for now. I'll have a look later, because that will do what we want. Okay, so now what we're going to do is get dungeon equals get plugin dot get arena this is going to be dungeon name, so and then we're going to cast this to a dungeon, because we know it's a dungeon because it wouldn't get this far without it. And we go d dots, okay, and this is going to be where we do add enemy. I'm going to create some new functionality and variables and stuff in the class. So the enemy is just going to be et. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so hang on. Will we have to cast it to this? Yeah, I suppose this is where we're getting specific. So yeah, I'm gonna have to pass the data to dungeon data. And then add the method specifically in here. Okay, so this is where this all hangs together a bit, but so we want a list, array of entity type, enemies, creates and gets and says, enemies.add, simple as that. Okay, and then we want a method for adding it to the config. So entity type et in enemies. We're gonna do a set in a similar manner to this. So, but we want string builder. We always add it to the start and then we just remove the first bit. Yeah, okay. Dot append et, we want like at e for the enemy, dot name, I think. Okay, and then we want to do so this is going to be dungeons get name and then enemies dot enemies, and then it's going to be a sp dot to string dot we want to get a not an index of like an offset. Can't remember what it's called in here. I think it's offset or something. Substring. Yeah, this is what we want. Begin index 0, 1, 2 probably, which will ignore the first at e. So dungeons get name enemies, and then this will be a long string, and this will be something around the lines of like I don't know. Something like that, right? There'll just be a long list of them. Problem solved. Okay, so we're adding enemies. We've got enemies. We've typed in the command. We get the dungeon data. You've typed in dungeon name, enemy type, and it adds it to the list. Okay, pretty trivial. Then we just add it to the list of commands here before I go any further. Add enemy, enemy name, enemy, dungeon name, enemy name. Something as straightforward as that. Okay, so now we can add enemies to the dungeon. So now we need a a start arena functionality. So this is a command I've missed. Yeah. This was kind of more of a debug command. So let's close these things down. We want something the equivalent of this. Probably all of this. Okay, so we've got the player, the args probably only want to be 0. We want to steal this as well. Start arena. Okay. Arena name. Simple as that. And this is going to be the arena name. Create the method. Let's copy this. Be a bit more generic here. True and false. Perfect. What happened there? Okay. Might as well. Perfect. Okay, here should be fine. So if the arena exists, we get it, and then we go arena equals get plugin dot get arena name dot start arena. Okay, as simple as this. And then we add this new method. Okay, so this is where a lot of things are going to be happening. So this is actually going to be an abstract method because they're going to be behaving differently, which is going to cause some problems. Hopefully, yep, both of these. Add unimplemented method. Okay, so this is where it's important. So we've set the area. We've got a list of enemies. So ideally, let's think. So I need to basically iterate over all of the blocks, form a set of locations that are viable for spawning, i.e. the block's ground and then everything above it is air. Like 2 blocks worth of air, so stuff doesn't like spawn in a 1 block high gap. So this is the more significant aspect of the arenas now. So we want to do several things. So we want to get spawnable block locations. We will then just need to spawn enemies add we need to add metadata to them so we can tag them, so as they get killed the arena is aware of it, and that's all for now. So here's what we do. So we've got a start location and an end location, and we need to find all the blocks between the 2 points. Okay, so we want an int, which is what's the best way of doing this? We want to go from the lowest number to the highest number. So this is going to be low x equals so we want to do get data dot get start location dot get block x. Okay, so this is going to be start x. Okay, so we want to start x, end x, start y, end y, essentially. Okay, greater than and x, then we use start x, otherwise end x. Okay. I think this is what we need to do. Oh, what am I doing? So we can get the lowest position. It's really hard to visualize this, but I think this will do the trick. Kind of want to make that a method, perhaps. Let me just oh wait, there's a math library here. Min. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm being an idiot. This kind of makes sense. Yeah, don't need that. Okay. Right, so we've now got we now want a location equals new world. Okay, so we need get world. Okay. And then we put all of these in. We might not need this, but I'm doing it anyway. No. How do I edit? Pardon me. Oh, it's just that. Okay. Why did it do that? Come on, selected lines. Good grief, right. Perfect. Okay. So. Oh, I know. Yeah, I don't need to do that actually. Yeah, I remember how you do this now. For int x equals low x x plus plus x less than and x plus plus. Why is it? Well, this is the wrong way around. Right, yes, I have. And then you do this for y and z. Y. All right, here we go. Don't need that. Right. Okay, so we want a array list of location, I guess. Something like that. Look at that, perfect. Location, and this is going to be, is it the Z or the Y that's up and down in this game? I'm pretty sure it's a Y. This is X, Y, Z, yeah. So this is going to be so this is floor location, feet location. Just keep them really obvious what this is trying to be. If dot get type here we go. And same here. Then all we do is we go spawnable locations to add floor location. Right, so some pretty rudimentary maths here, but we're basically calculating the highest and lowest points of all the values, looping through every x value, y value and z value each time. So this will basically do like the floor level, and then the next level sort of thing. I think, yep. Okay. Then we get this list here. So I'm gonna put this out into another method, which is going to be inside arena. Location. Return. It's as simple as that. And then in dungeon, all we have to do is get this. Spawnable locations. So we've put it into the base array arena method, because this can be used by PvP arena as well, and it's a very nice tidy method. And it's not cluttered with anything it doesn't need to be. It's just maths calculating areas that people can spawn under, which is fantastic. So let's close all of this other stuff down, get rid of that, and we're good. So now we want to, this is going to be specific to dungeons, so we want to do public void spawn enemies. Okay, so then all we do is do this. Okay. Oh, also the spawnable location, the floor location needs to not be equal to air as well. Because obviously we want them spawning in midair, right? This should be very quick as well. it can do it almost instantly from my experience, and I'd imagine these days it's even better. Okay, kind of need to keep a bit of an eye on the time. Okay, so for location L in how do we do this? We want to spawn enemies randomly. Okay, so we don't want to do this. What we want to do is for int I less than 10. So we want to spawn 10 enemies, right? So we'll do location L equals, and we want to do int rand equals how do you do this again? It's that, I think. Okay, and then we get something like that, because what this means is it makes this number like divisible, always divisible by this number ish. It like loops over. It checks how many of this fits into this, and then returns the excess. So for instance, if random was 25, then random mod random mod 10 would return 5, because it fits in twice wholly, and then it would return a 5. It's something like that. I have a vivid memory of that being how it works. Okay, so we want to do get data.get world.spawn entity location. Then we want to do another random, which is get data. Okay, so dungeon data pt equals dungeon data get enemies and 2 dot get int Okay, so now what we're doing is 10 times over we're getting a random location, and then we're converting the data to dungeon data, getting the amount of enemies in the list, and then we're getting a random one, than spawning it in that random location. And it's as simple as that. So I just need to do that. E equals this. Bukkit.entity. And then we can do e dot set metadata, and then we can just start doing metadata-y stuff. But I will look into that later, because now we should in theory be able to run the start arena command and have it do all of this. So let's make sure we add it to here before we go any further. So we've got add enemy. Start arena. Arena name. So this is gonna check the arguments, check the arena exists, get the arena, start the arena, just inline that. Okay, and then we need something. Just gonna put in some user feedback. Make sure it's an enemy add as well. Yeah, okay. All the all-important user feedback. Start arena. Arena name. Okay, then we need to clean that up. I need to add them to the dungeons list here. Oh, it's enemy add, sorry. Enemy add. Start arena command. And create them, set them, do stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, looking good. Okay. Dungeons, that dungeon has. Yeah, okay, fantastic. So we're still not actually loading the dungeons from the config, so I'll have to do it from scratch every time for now. But let's see what happens, shall we? Fire up these again. Let me just sort stuff out in here. Right, there we go. Oh, wrong thing. Minecraft. Dungeons. Target. And then we want in here. Minecraft server plugins dungeons replace dungeons config. Let's clear that so it doesn't get confused. So start from fresh, fire up the server. I'm just going to pop to Lou very briefly. second. Right, I am back. No initial errors. Let's fire it up and see what happens. Oh my god, so many sheep. Okay. Back here, right. Oops. Create dungeon. Test. An internal error occurred. Okay. What have we broken? Oh wow, guilds is fucking up. String index out of range. Update 43. It's gonna be in here. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, fair enough. I didn't do a check. Speed length greater than 2. Simple as that. Okay, let's try again. Install. Guilds is having some issues as well. Okay, let's see what's something to do with the listeners. Player damage listener. Um, 72. Not cast. Well, I mean, okay. Okay, that should stop that. Let's export this as well. That was a weird one. Okay, so that should be sorted. Now we just need to put both back. So we get the, just do dungeons just to make sure. I can't remember. Even install. So we want to get guilds, target guilds, server plugins, guilds, and then we want to go back to dungeons, target, place file, back to the server, back to the bat, back to bat. Right. Time for some ham. Oh, Jesus, there we go. Let's have a look at this. Probably didn't work. Yeah, cool. Good. It was still working. Okay, let's just leave it a second. See if anything comes up as a problem. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Create dungeon test. Dungeon test has been created. It's named dungeon. Cool, perfect. Let's just check the this again. Dungeons test world. Wonderful. Start location test. Then we're going to come over here, up in the air a bit, just to proof of concept a bit more. And location test. Add enemy test. Let's add sheep. Yeah, I didn't add any feedback to it, I'm guessing. Those others. Oh, yeah, I didn't add any positive feedback, but it didn't reach any of the negative feedback either, which implies that it worked. And then, moment of truth, start arena test. Oh, it spawned, yeah, it spawned some sheep. What went wrong? Index out of bounds. Yep, fair enough. mean, I kind of assumed that would happen. Spawn enemies 47. Let's see. Oh, I can also test location. Let's also add creeper. Nah, just gonna keep erroring. Alright, that's fair enough. Have a try. But let's look at the config again just to see. So it should have added the enemies and stuff. Okay, so it's added sheep. Yeah, okay, it is working. Perfect. So it's functioning, I just need to do some error checking. So minimize that, so we close that. We don't, but whatever. Okay, so we need to experiment with this a bit more. What's the plan? Oh, they're 0 indexed. It would be round -1. Because if it's first one, it will be, yeah. I think. Let's just give that a go. I think it was a coincidence the first time the sheep spawned. So we're here. You go back into here. Probably this. Okay, that's close enough. Right, put dungeons back in. Back to the server. Run the server again. Pardon me. Get rid of this again. We'll make it load them at some point. For now, it's just easier to delete it and start again because you can guarantee that all the steps towards it work, which is far more important. Saving and loading from configs, just a case of creating the equivalent of the update code. Bit in reverse. Just to do there used to be methods for doing that. Right, I put a block down here, block down here. So we're going to do create dungeon test, set start location location test. Search, add enemy test creeper sheep bat start arena test. Internal error occurred. Next out of bounds. Oh, -1. Ah, for God's sake. Okay, let's do this differently then. And just whilst we're here, I might as well. Oh, I need to make it do an update. Hang on the enemy ad. So this needs to do enemy pt dot name to that, and then d.get data dot update. Okay. All right. So I need to foolproof this a bit. Random in references in Belvin's team. What? No. Why did it do the other? Really? I find that hard to believe. Nah, that's not right. This is like the whole fucking workspace. Why is this not? Interesting. Okay, how did I do it in here? Oh, I'm looking in Teams, which wouldn't have anything to do random. Sorry, give me a minute. Nope, come on. So there's probably a really easy way I did this in the past. Source. Arena. Case arena. See, it's doing all the same sort of stuff that I am, bar a couple of exceptions. I think I do it in wave. Functions dot get random index. Give me a sec. I made a standard method for this, which is very cool. I just need to find it. I made a live resource library because I kept making the same sort of stuff. Functions. Random.next in array. Okay. Let's do this. And let's put it in dungeons for now. Make it a bit more accessible. Okay, get random index. Wait, let's do it here. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, so this is doing rand next int bound turn. Okay, I only worked on my other projects, so yeah, let's do it. Behave and install. Stop that. Clear this. Rid of that. Let me go to dungeons. Oh, so that's the server bit. Plugins, replace. Run server. Yeah, if I was going to do this as a make a little like bat file, I'd make it so it pulls every .jar it finds into my Minecraft projects folder, and then copy them into the plugins folder, and then runs the server. That would be really cool. Solve a lot of problems. And I could go one step further and make it do the entire process. Cool. Right. Okay, same as before. I don't need that anymore. Okay, well, let's hope this works. So slash create dungeon test. Okay, whatever. Add enemy. That's gonna make it a little awkward. Okay. We want to go here, location. Set end location. Let's add spider. Okay, and then / start arena. Ho ho! Okay, some of them are like spawned in the ground. I don't know what you're doing in there, buddy, but it worked. And now I can just do multiple times. Spawning in the ground's not too bad. That's an easy fix. I'm assuming I want the block above the ground. Even then, the code still should have. I don't know. Who knows? Oh yeah, because if location's going to be this block, and then one's above it as well. But awesome, we can now make arenas that spawn enemies. Well, that was pretty cool. Yeah. Hopefully no errors. No, it just runs the code and problem solved. Fuck yeah. And we still shouldn't be able to break things in here. Place things. Yeah, fuck yeah. Yes. Anyway, cool. Obviously it doesn't do like the wave by wave side of things yet, but that's pretty straightforward. So that's just working with timers or creating essentially like a kill feed and then it counting down, and then you kill the last enemy and the next group spawns, etc. And then we need to add the reward chest, and then we need to be able to add special enemies, where you set a chest that has all of their equipment. So you'd place the chest down, say set reward chest, set special enemy chest, and then when that particular whatever the special enemy is spawns, it also has like, I don't know, a full set of iron armor and a bow and arrow or something, that kind of stuff. So that would be cool. That's a whole nother list level of complexity with the config file there, storing all of that kind of data. Kind of. It was relatively easy to do once I got the hang of it, but it was a lot of work. I think it was. I can't remember. Anyway, but there you go. Yeah, we've got an arena that we can now just start and then spawn shit, and then we can go add enemy. I don't know, let's make it ghasts. And now some ghasts spawn as well. Hell yeah. Easy peasy. Not really, but yeah, let's add dungeons to GitHub, shall we? I'm just gonna put a number in there and push it. I'm not gonna be that pedantic with pushing to this. We need a new repository called dungeons. I'm just gonna create it inside there. And then all we're gonna do is go onto the server, plugins, we're doing this. I don't know why that's happened. Sorry, dungeons, cut that, paste that, close that, go back into here, locate, dungeons, first commit, publish it. I don't want it to be private, it's irrelevant. And then goes all of this, stop the server. What? Stop the server. Just check our repositories. Dungeons. Fantastic. If we go into dungeon, yep, has all of our shenanigans. If we go into dungeon data, yeah, cool, looking good. Alright then, perfect. Now I just need to write the code that loads stuff from the config. Should be pretty trivial. And the way we're going to do that is go into data, there's update, and then there's going to be load with string name and what's the config called class? File configuration. File config fc, and then we get into dungeon data, implement that, pvp data, implement that. Okay, I have got time to do this, so I won't need the game. I will at some point, possibly. Depends how far along I go. Okay. So we want to do something similar to this. Right. So we're going to create new empty dungeon data. Let's do it from this side first. So on enable, we want to do load dungeons, create new methods, load dungeons. I'm just going to go into guilds and commandeer some code. We can start getting rid of this actually. At least just that part. Don't need those. Okay. If it contains dungeons, and then all we're doing is this. Okay, simple as that. new dungeon dot set data dungeon data dungeons dot add. There we go. So we're looping through all the keys for dungeons, creating a new dungeon, just a blank file, blank dungeon data, and then we're telling dungeon data to do the load. So let's send this up here. So we want to do name equals our configuration dot get string. Oh, what am I doing? It's literally just it's just name. I don't know why I wasn't finding it. No, come on. I don't know why I'm doing that. Right. Set name. So we got the don't really care about that info statement there. Set world. Okay, let's think. Probably just Java plugin. Wait, what am I saying? Right. Right, go into here, onload. Right, go into PvP arena data, remove that, add unimplemented methods, dungeon data, do.get server.get world, fc.get string, dungeons dot plus name plus world. Okay, that's going to set the world, and then we copy this, and it's going to be set start location. And then it's location location to string. Is it string to location? I'm not seeing it. Strings location, okay. It just doesn't seem to exist. This is going to be start location, end location, get world, what? Oh, it should be public. I don't know why it was private. That's weird. Okay. Right, back to this. We want to copy this, paste that, end location. No, come on. Okay, and then so we now want to get the enemies for type in fc.get configuration selection, is it? Okay. How are we doing it in here? Yeah, configuration selection and get keys. Should probably be a capital there. Enemies get key. Oh, what am I doing? That's not right. It's a singular string. Get string dot split, and it's at E. Get enemies dot add entity type dot from name enemy type, start location, end location, world name, enemies. That looks reasonable. Yeah, so it's dungeons name dot enemies split up with AE. Start location to end location. Yeah, should be good. Good to go. So in that case, so dungeons is doing load dungeon, new dungeon, dungeon data, td load, set data. Perfect. Let's see what happens. I'm just gonna have to edit the config manually real quick. So we want to go Minecraft here, dungeons, target, and this one, Minecraft, server, plugins, dungeons, config, edit. This is just needs to be capital E. Simple as that, really. And let's call it test, so I don't have to keep typing it out differently. Okay, and then we go target, plugins, paste in here, and then we get server and run server. Server. Cool. I hope this works. We'll find out very shortly. Then, providing it doesn't error, I'll add some info statements in here. But in theory, you should be able to, come on, load into the server. Yes, no errors at all. Look at this. Completely untested from scratch, and it just fucking worked. I mean, obviously it didn't error. Whether it worked or not is another question, but we're about to find out. Oh, would you look at that? Actually, that's hard to tell. Let me. There's one of just odd damage, isn't there? Oh, good grief. They look a lot better, but they're poison, regeneration, strength, harming. Okay. Okay, come on. I just need to kill you to test this more, damn it. Okay, let's try this again. Yep, it works. Straight from the config. Orbital bombardment. I love that when the damage potions hit the gas, they're so big that it doesn't even hit their hitbox, because it hits them in the top and their hitbox is too small. No, I'm trying to. I really hate forgetting how to do this. Kill Belvin. Is it not just? Oh, there we go. Over here. Yeah, okay. Am I out of range to see it? Yeah, there we go. Oh, would you look at that? Flawless. Fantastic. Yeah, the more little bits you do here and there and like verify that the whole thing just works, the easier it is to then, like, when I want to make it spawn them in waves, the code that spawns them works. So then I just make a wave based system, and then I just have to focus on making the wave system work and not the spawning, and you just build up from there, really. That's pretty cool. Love it. It's been nice. Neverite sword. What's no? Okay. I've not got to use the new stuff yet. Die, bitch. God, you've got to be like inside them. Jeez. Anyway, cool. Right, that will actually do for now. I am technically going out in about 40 minutes to an hour, so fantastic. So I hope whoever's, if anyone has been watching this, has I don't know, maybe learned something, maybe not. But I am trying. I will keep doing this on almost a daily basis, and this shall be kind of my gimmick, I suppose. There's not too many people who consistently do programming streams. There's a few, but I like just doing stuff like this because you can do some really advanced stuff and visualize it very quickly in Minecraft. I will do some more work back in the Unreal Engine at some point, but this is just far more satisfying, especially when this gets to the point where it was working on par with how my old one used to, because then we can create raids and things, and then I could go one step further and create essentially boss mobs and give enemies like essentially spells or abilities and things, and then I can go one step further from that and then link it into Forge and then make my own actual custom enemies, and then spawn those instead of the base Minecraft ones somehow. Try and hook them into each other. That would be quite a fun thing to attempt. But recreating this in Forge probably wouldn't be too far-fetched, because the code in here is kind of separate from Bukkit specifically. There's a couple of things like how you get the world and plugin and all that kind of stuff, but the more significant aspects of it should be quite should basically copy and paste and edit, change a few types and stuff to something else, change the imports around or something. But I'll look into that another time, because I've not even attempted to make a plugin in Forge before. I'll do it separately to start with, just do an entire project separately, get it working, and then use the concepts I learned from that to make a new one in here. So yeah, thanks for hanging around if you do. Oh no, I'm trying to use it. I had a few